It's on now? We're doing this now? Hello, I'm Ivan Navi, and this is the month of love. It's February. Big selling point for February is that Valentine's is in it. I mean, there's other things happening. Martin Luther King Day? No, I'm thinking President's Day. President's Day, which the Super Bowl. I'm not into sports. It's African History Month. That's good. But, it's a little disappointing that it's in the shortest month. That seems a little weird. But, yeah, the main focus is Valentine's. So, since I somehow got 3 weeks until Valentine's calendar-wise, I decided I'd do something more romantically inclined for these blog posts until that day. I'm planning some Pokemon thing for later in the month, but yeah, let's just push that off until the end. It's like 21 years of Pokemon, so it's not as big as 20 or 25. So we're just gonna move that for a while. So I decided to make this episode of my blog video whatevers into a new segment. I call it the Writing Corner. Will I have enough interest in putting a screen there that says Writing Corner? No, but we're doing this now. Writing Corner is, as some of you might know, I do write. Wrote a book. And because I didn't know I was gonna be filmed now, I didn't have it to show. Anyway, this segment's gonna be mostly about me talking as a writer, perspective-wise. I bring a unique take into this, I think. And it's my show, so I can do whatever I want. And it's better than me just rambling for like 5 minutes. Though there might not be much of a difference. Anyway, the thing I wanted to talk to you guys today is shipping. As if you're on the internet enough, if you're in one of the fandoms, if you're really devoted to a series, you know what shipping is. For those who might not, you want two characters to get together. I think that's as easy, as simple as I can make it. As for one reason or another, you think two characters are good together, and you want them to get together. You want them to be dating, married, have babies, whatever. That is pretty much what it comes down to shipping. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. The writer does a good job. You're supposed to get invested in these characters. You want to see them happy. You want to see the bad guys suffer and repent or whatever. And if you want two characters to be happy together, that's fine. That's great. That means they're doing their job. They're make these characters lovable, and you want them to be happy. Except for the people who want them to be miserable, but we won't get into that right now. Now, the thing I want to say as from a writer's perspective about shipping is personally I like it. It like I said, it makes you feel good. Like you made these characters. The people like them enough that they want them to be happy. They're invested enough in these characters. And you know what? That's a good feeling. I like it. Here's the thing I want to tell you guys about shipping characters. It's fine. I mean, most of the time I'll get to the darker side stuff later, but something I have noticed because I do spend a lot of time on the computer, I do forums and things, and I do see a lot of shipping stuff. And maybe it's my perspective as a writer, but you don't want to let writers know you're shipping characters. It's not like an embarrassing thing. It's like most times actually, writers do aim for you to attach these characters romantically because they will start off a relationship in there. They want you to be invested in these relationships. The problem is you don't want them to know how invested you are in these relationships. And this is why. How to put this? Us writers are kind of sadistic trolls. Let that sink in there for a minute. I'm seriously not kidding. Our entire job as writers and writing these stories and telling these stories is to get you to have an emotion. And I think because we tend to be in charge of these little worlds and everything, kind of gives us a slight complex. We enjoy seeing you suffer. It's a good feeling. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to say something good for writers here, but no. And it's not just me. I have noticed some very popular writers, like, yeah, they enjoy pulling your heartstrings. They enjoy dragging you across the coals. It's like, yeah. Yeah. Here's a good example. Joss Whedon, very popular writer for TV and everything, did the Marvel movies, did Buffy. His fans have noted that if two characters are in a happy relationship together, someone's gonna die. Example: two characters, Tara and Willow, they broke up. There was some strain in the relationship, and things happened. It was well handled, well performed. That was great. It reflected reality. Sometimes relationships break up. But then, near that, at the end of that season, they reunite. They're together. Everyone's happy. Tara's shot. There was no lead up to it. And no, that's not anything against it. It's just the death was supposed to be random. It's supposed to reflect in a supernatural world the humanistic element. The straight bullet was just, oh, she died like a human would. It's not a big monster fight. It was just a guy with a gun, and he was stupid. He wasn't even aiming to her, and she dies with Willow there watching her, unable to help. So obviously, I mean, if you never saw the series, but you can tell that was like, oh, that's like horrible. Her lover was right there holding her, and she died in her arms. That's bad. No one can really say that against anything of it like that. That's not the first time something like that has happened. The characters look like they're ready to get together. Something tears them apart. Joss Whedon does the hell out of that, and he's not the only one. Steve Moffat, probably better known for doing Sherlock and the current series of Doctor Who, has been known to do that as well. Most notably, probably the stuff with the pawns. I mean, their final episode was like they died together. That's the best part of that whole thing, is that they were at least together when they died. It was devastating. A lot of fans raged over that, but yeah, that happened. And I could give you a lot of examples. I have books all the way over here where character stuff happens, and even when it's not death, writers tend to just go for ship teasing, where they say, "Hey, your ship's coming true. You're look at this cute little thing. Aren't you happy?" And then they rip it apart. Star versus the Force of Darkness is a show on Disney, and I started watching it. And these two, Marco and Star, they become friends. They're very platonic. People start shipping them because that's what people do, but it's very platonic. Star is helping him try to ask out this girl he likes, and that goes on for like 2 seasons. You may get one or two things that may imply they get together, but they're always very platonic. The last episode has Star realizing she might be interested in Marco. Marco finally gets a date with that girl he likes. Star uses magic to check on their date, sees that it's going great, they're happy together, subconsciously sabotages it, ends up closer together. She is devastated, and at the end of the episode, she kind of loses a lot of things. Her magic, her spell book, and Marco's, there's a magic moon, tells him to go to her. He's still with his girlfriend, so they're not going to get together anytime soon. The fan war after that was something to watch. I actually got popcorn for that. Yeah, it's like I said, writers can be a bit sadistic. I mean, I have literally books here. I could just grab one off here and I could find you pages and example after example where you think these two characters are going to get together, but then something keeps them apart. Writers love that trope. It keeps the story going, and honestly, some of them outright enjoy making the audience, the reader, suffer just a little bit. And yeah, like I wish I could like defend this. It helps move the story along. It keeps it interesting. It keeps it dynamic. But yeah, a lot of it's just kind of fun to do. It's like sometimes I will end the chapter in a cliffhanger because I know you probably want to take a break now, but no, keep reading. I'm gonna make you read until you figure out how this story develops. I'm sorry, but yeah, we're gonna torment you. We're gonna get you hooked and torment you. That's the price of shipping. On the one more note, which I am a little hesitant to get into because, but you know, there's an elephant in the room when it involves the shipping. Sometimes it's going to be led by the creative team, set up this couple as they're going to get together. You'll see. We're going to make you fall in love with the ship. Get into it. And yeah, that's fine. That happens. Sometimes it just gradually develops as they write. And, that's good. And then there's ships that fans create out of nowhere. Which, right, sometimes it happens. Sometimes these characters that never really talk, but people want them to get together for some reason. Okay, it's like, all right, you see something compatible. And sometimes writers will write for that. Sometimes we'll just keep going what we're doing. But then there are ships that make no sense and are frankly a little scary. And as a writer, it terrifies me that some of this might actually happen in my own work. Not like I'll write towards it, I'll avoid it all possible, but some people might look for these ships. It is you see, I'm a bit uncomfortable. That's honestly the two ones I have in mind here for this talk do make me so uncomfortable. Like I don't even know which one to start with. They both repulse me a little, honest. Okay, let's be brave, Ivan. Be brave. Let's start with let's start with age gap because I think that'll be easier to get into. These are ships that I don't understand. I don't think most writers write for. Some fans look for see these, and that scares me a little bit. All right, sometimes you have a young character, and then you have an older character. They interact. That's fine. Sometimes you have an older mentor. These things happen. No, some people want them to get together. Some people want a 12-year-old girl to get together with a 40-year-old guy. Okay, I know the saying age is nothing but a number, and honestly, at some points I can understand characters with different ages getting together. I mean, yeah, Buffy was 16, Angel was like 400, but they looked about the same age, so that helped. But, and even they invoked it later that, yeah, they had a huge age gap. But here, that just I mean, if you're like 20 and somebody's 30, that's like, okay, if you want to try to make that work, that's fine. But this is like, that's not only an age gap, but legality comes into it at some point. Like, she's 12. Yeah. I'm not going to try to defend that sort of shipping. It makes me a little uneasy when somebody ships somebody underage with somebody clearly well over the age of consent. I know that some people do, and it makes me a little iffy. I'm like, ugh. And I have to imagine other writers feel about the same way. Okay, got through that one. And my second example here is incest shipping. I could have written this down. I could have read it out to you guys, but I don't think it would have made it any easier. I'm just going to try to push through it. sometimes people ship characters who are related. And I guess you can make arguments for like third cousins or something. There are some cultural norms and relation, how genetics there. I'm not even gonna figure that out. So sometimes people like ship like people who are like siblings. Gravity Falls, I've talked about it here a couple times. Is focuses on two twins, a boy and a girl, fraternal twins. People ship the two characters, like romantically, more so. These two 13-year-old kids who are siblings. And I have to imagine that Alex Hirsch was like very uncomfortable about that shipping because the characters were based off him and his own twin sister. It's like, and then the same thing happens on Supernatural with Dean and Sam. I know you guys can ship what you want, but you realize they're siblings, right? It just, oh, oh God. I just remembered a third example. Oh God, no. Remember the sadistic thing I was saying? I'm going to share it with you guys just because I need to get it out of my brain now. There was an anime called My Little Sister Cannot Be This Cute. It's a very, romance, silly... Oh, God, even I can't go through it. Alright. I don't even feel well now. I am not even acting, people. This memory is coming back, and I'm trying to repress it with everything I have. No. I'm not going to go through the plot. I'm not going to talk about the characters. I'm just going to tell you the ending of how My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. The main protagonist marries his sister. I am not kidding, people. I wouldn't even bother looking it up, but if you're brave enough, do so. Go. I remember when this happened, some people were actually excited that it happened, and everybody else was in shock and horror. I think I broke myself a little bit in this talk. I did. Alright, so yeah, shipping can be fun, yay! But maybe you should take age into account sometimes, because it gets a little weird when you have a kid dating an adult. And don't ship family members. I wish I didn't have to say that, but yeah, I just said it. That has to be said. Okay, I am gonna lay down because that memory of that anime that's actually happened is screwing me up a bit. Please, okay, moving on. Okay, I am not well. Okay, I am, breathe. Okay, I'm not even going through the regular stuff. Like, subscribe, comment below. My links are down below. I need to sit down. Like, who ships people who are related? I am not doing well. Alright, so I'll be back next week and the week after with some more Valentine's themes. Hopefully they won't mess me up as much as this one has. Like, that happened. That actually happened. Like, why? Why did they think it was a good idea? What's going on with my voice? I just got...